Hola, mis amigos queridos. Buongiorno, Gabriele.
What was the reason I was having such difficulty accepting this new way of thinking? And that led me into a whole kind of...
So we are at a very exciting moment in Europe because we are, with the European directive, witnessing a very big change in our culture. Our culture of how to prevent and how to resolve conflicts. The new mediation directive is offering a whole new way of thinking and approaching conflict. But one of the things we need to remember, within the European Union at least, is that different national cultures will tend to shape and create different forms of mediation. And it's very useful to, first of all, appreciate that and understand that, and really remember that the purpose of the directive is very much to help people, when they come from different countries, to find a better, cheaper, and faster way to try and resolve the process. Now, mediation is going to mean different things to different people. There's differences between mediation, conciliation, negotiation, arbitration, and it's going to be very important for us in the future, for those of us who see mediation as a new global profession, to start to be very clear about the roles of the mediator, what the parties expect, when it's appropriate to give an evaluative feedback, when to caucus, when not to caucus. All of these things will take a lot of time, will take a lot of training, and it's something that we need to build together across countries in Europe to try and build common practices. One of the ways in which I think this could happen and should happen is through different mediation organizations in Europe getting together, doing trainings, doing cross-border trainings, and discovering that there are differences in national approaches and how to deal with it when people find that they're dealing with people from another country or another culture. And that it requires both some theory, mainly understanding different cultural frameworks and how different cultures can work and affect mediation. It also means learning some skills both in understanding oneself and one's own culture in mediation, understanding the multiple perspectives that different cultures can have in mediation, understanding how to diagnose a conflict in mediation, and especially how to design the process linked to diagnostics. And then there are going to be different parts in applying the skills, knowing what intervention techniques to make and when, and also knowing how to close a mediation. What are the important rituals? What are the important things country by country that will be required to get an outcome that people will respect and follow, voluntarily focusing on interests? So it's a very exciting time. It's a whole new profession being developed, and the mediation community can, and I'm sure will, pull together to create what will basically become a new global profession. We will help people understand better the mechanisms by which they can prevent and resolve conflicts. Thank you.
It was a very interesting course today because this international mediator firstly explained different ways of conducting a mediation. Of course, in Italy we have a certain procedure, and instead it's very interesting to see the way a mediator can approach parties, the way it is possible to obtain very good results in problem solving. He has given us many hints on how effectively it is important to study not only laws but also psychology matters, because it is very important to understand parties when they come to a mediation, not only what they have, they explain what the case can be, but it is very important to understand how they feel during the mediation and to obtain the best from trying to find the way so that they always feel comfortable. And I think this, in particular, this course for international mediation has been improved our way of being a mediator in future mediations.
This course gives us a very interesting insight of what is really an international mediation, which is quite important for us in Italy, where we are actually building a mediation culture. Personally, I found a very interesting tool in the 3I analysis, and I'm quite sure that could be a very quickly applicable method for my future mediation. SCARF has been very interesting, but has to be thought and digested before being used thoroughly and competently.